Oh, now I'm suspended? Now I'm suspended? You son of a...
Oh, baby. We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is G-Up-B. Yes.
All right. A lot to talk about today.
Where the S stands for suspension.
Yeah, fuck. Yes, a lot to talk about today. I have to leave at 9:30 my time, so it'll be a shorter show. So no BS today. The rails, we are going to stay on them for the first time ever, Tom. The
Later
Broncos,
today.
Dre Greenlaw suspended one game after yelling at the official after the game. We got Monday Night Football to talk about. The Lions beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers via an electric pass rush and a stout secondary, even though everybody was hurt. And then the Texans fall to the Seahawks. Sam Darnold, JSN look unstoppable. And I just saw a stat, and I have to say it before I forget, Tom, about the Texans. The Texans are the first team in NFL history to lead the NFL in points per game allowed and have a losing record through the first 7 weeks of the season. So, now that I set up everything we're going to talk about, let's go off the rails and not touch on any of that.
Yeah. You know what? Let's actually talk about that second game first, the Seahawks-Texans game, because it was, I streamed that son of a gun, and that thing did not want to end because the Seahawks, who should have put that game away multiple times, they kept throwing the ball, they were turning the ball over, and you got to give the Texans defense credit because it's like you said, they are one of the best defenses in football. The problem is their offense is atrocious. Their O-line on prime time was bad. CJ Stroud, and this is not just an O-line problem, even though he's like constantly under duress, he does not look good. And you have to give credit to the Seahawks defensive front, right? They were able to get after Trevor Lawrence. They were able to get after CJ Stroud. So you got to give them some credit there, which that defense is probably only going to get better considering that secondary is beat up right now. But yeah, the Texans have a huge offensive problem, and it feels like they are wasting that really damn good defense.
Yeah, I mean, when your defense is the best scoring defense and your offense can't, get you 16, 18 points a game, 20, and they got more than that in this last one, but Seattle kind of already run away with it.
One was on the defense. The defense scored for them.
Yeah, that's fair. That it was a Sam Darnold strip sack in the end zone that resulted in those points. I think like my take was, and I think it's a take everybody has right now. It's that JSN he is really, really good. He's leading all receivers right now in yards. He's at like 829 or something like that. It's on a pace that put him right between Isaac Bruce and Jerry Rice on the season. And the Texans defense is very good, but their secondary is very good. And did Stingley have 2 picks in this game? I think Stingley had 2, but nobody could cover JSN. He had 123 yards. He had the touchdown. He dunked on the goalposts. And Sam Darnold just looks like a good quarterback when he's not, taking a bad sack in the end zone. And let's be honest, I wanted to talk to you about this because I got so many people telling me I don't know ball when I tweeted the video of CJ Stroud going into the end zone, and I said, how is this not a sack? Not asking like, please explain the rules to me and how they have ruled that this was not a sack, but like more, how is this play not a sack based on CJ Stroud running backwards into the end zone?
Yeah.
His knee is down in the end zone when he gets tackled. Did you think that play should be a safety? Because the ruling is that they stopped his progress when he's touched by the defender. And
Yes.
everybody's like, forward progress, you fucking idiot. You ever heard of forward progress? I'm like, yes, I have. But CJ was running backwards. He's running backwards towards the end zone. And if he carries himself into the end zone and gets tackled in the end zone, I think the rule should be tweaked to say that should be a safety.
Well, it feels like this happens with safeties a lot, that they give a lot of leeway to that offense, right?
They
like you
do.
could be hit in the in the end zone, but as long as like something is out of there, like you wind up getting the benefit of the doubt and you get on like the half-yard line. It feels like this happens every single year. And I'll be honest with you, I was streaming the other game, so I didn't see that play live. I saw it afterwards. I probably would have been like, oh, I think that's a safety as it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looked like, it's like you said, he's running backwards. I can understand just by the rule, right? And like forward progress and all that. But I just feel like that is a symptom of they are trying to constantly give the offense the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I think it should be changed. And the reason they do that rule, it's for the forward progress part of it, even though that, again, it wasn't fucking forward progress to me. It's like if a running back like takes a pitch, right, and they're behind the line of scrimmage and they're doing their arc, they're a little bit backwards. If then that running back is grabbed and then tackled for like 3 more yards of a loss, they're giving the running back, the ball carrier, if you will, in that situation, benefit of the doubt of trying to go forward. I think if the player is literally running backwards, maybe it only applies to quarterbacks. Maybe they shouldn't really get the forward progress benefit in those situations. I thought it was funny though. It didn't matter. The Seahawks scored a touchdown after that anyway, and I think in hindsight the Texans would have taken a 2-point play there versus good field position in the Seahawks scoring anyway.
Yeah,
the Texans have problems. It's their offense is terrible. I don't know how they fix it. They've got a fair amount of receivers there. They drafted 2 guys. You got Nico Collins. They do have to get better at protecting, but CJ Stroud just hasn't been. It's a year and a half now that he hasn't looked like he did as a rookie. So I think that's part of it as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's so many issues right now, right? Joe Mixon is not back too. And like, I like Nick Chubb a lot, but it's just, it has so many problems, man. It has got so many issues. So I'm wondering if I don't even know like where you go. A1, man, they're the number 1 team in the NFC right now.
Don't worry, they're lower than that on mine A1 base.
There you go. Okay. Who else? But again, who else is there? I have the Lions above them. Who else in the NFC? The Eagles finally found their passing game, right? The Buccaneers just lost Mike Evans, right? So they're going to go down. They had their worst game of the year. Who else? Who goes there? I'm just saying. So yeah, that was the second game. First game, the Detroit Lions. Holy crap. Apparently Brian Branch should punch people in the face more often because their secondary played like they were the no-fly zone. They played really damn good. On top of that, McNeil being on that defensive line is why I picked the Lions. I expected that was going to cause some pressure and problems. It did. Baker Mayfield put together his worst game of the season. It's kind of tough when you have almost no receivers. But of course, the tragic thing is going to be Mike Evans, man. Like Mike Evans going down, and that was brutal watching that live. Broke his collarbone, hit his head on the freaking turf, had a concussion, and it took him a while to get back up. And so he's going to be missing a significant amount of time. That 1,000-yard streak is going to be broken. And it just feels like for the Buccaneers, who have been so snake bitten with injuries, and I know that the Lions have been as well, this was just the culmination of it was too many injuries. Jahmyr Gibbs ran all over them. They had no answer for him whatsoever. And yeah, the Lions, they put together a really nice looking win.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is insane. He is so fast. He's so explosive. But like
of whom?
The Buccaneers, they gave up, I think it was like 30 pressures to Detroit. There's a stat floating around that says like that's the most pressures any team's given up this season. So Baker did look worse, but he also probably faced the most amount of pressure he's faced all season. The Evans injury sucks, but the Bucs have been playing without Mike Evans for a streak there. Igbuka came back, but he's probably not 100% yet. Like that's a quick return from a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
So I don't know there, but
Probably not today.
it's just one of those games. I'm not too worried about Tampa Bay yet. I really think Bucky Irving, not having him was a problem in this game.
Sure.
They couldn't run the ball effectively. That helps mitigate a pass rush. But the guy, and I talk about him in power rankings, is Nick Whiteside came in.
Yeah.
Played for the Battlehawks, coming out of the UFL. He had 3 pass breakups. We saw 2 of them in the end zone. He didn't give up a single reception to Egbuka. So, like, I had all these concerns about the Lions secondary, and then they bring in a dude from the UFL, and he played like a veteran corner.
Yeah.
And they didn't have Kirby Joseph either. So their safeties, oh my God, hold on. Thomas Harper and Eric Hallett, they played very well. So now it's like the Lions become this team where their offense is crazy, right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It's like any guy can go off any week. And we saw Gibbs be that guy this week. When their secondary is at full strength or close to it even, you get Branch back. Hopefully Joseph is back soon. Maybe DJ Reed is back at some point. You've got all this depth that you've discovered. And their defensive coordinator has been doing a hell of a job after they lose Aaron Glenn. What's their coordinator's name? Oh my God. I'm so dumb, Tom. Like I was just about to write about him. And I looked him up, and I've already forgotten.
Are you talking about the Lions?
Yes.
Kelvin Shepherd.
Yes, Kelvin Shepherd. Thank you.
We shouted you out on Monday, Jay, talking about Gadsden. They shouted it out on Monday and said, "You're right. You're talking about it on Friday."
But yeah, he's done a great job with the defense. I think the defense is playing better. They're getting to quarterbacks. They're second in sacks now I think they're tied with the Rams. So the Lions, if they get healthy, they'll be healthy and they'll have depth. And yeah. When do you guys play Detroit again?
Thanksgiving.
Ooh, that's gonna be such a good game.
It'd be such
Holy
a good game.
shit, that's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah. No, it's gonna be good. No, I mean, dude, the Lions secondary deserves a ton of credit because even with all the injuries that the Buccaneers have been dealing with all season, right? They're still finding ways to beat teams. Not Detroit. Not Detroit. And Detroit, who has their own injuries as well, like they deserve a ton of credit. So this was a really nice bounce back game after losing to Kansas City. It seems like they needed it. And Jahmyr Gibbs is just that guy, man.
Dude, he's so fun to watch.
He's just so good. Because he could just break one, man.
There were so many good running back performances this week. You had Judkins played really well. Jonathan Taylor was insane. Christian McCaffrey was insane. And then Jahmyr Gibbs was insane.
Yep.
Both Gibbs and McCaffrey both went over 200 yards of scrimmage. And I felt like Gibbs made it look so much easier. And that's because that's the Detroit Lions offensive line. Like opening up holes and then there's just daylight for Gibbs. If you give Gibbs any daylight, he's just gone. He's just faster than everybody on the field.
Yep.
He's insane. And I was just watching him on Amon Ra's podcast, and he seems just like a very sweet dude, a very sweet man.
Dude, he's just got that speed. That's just difference maker, right? Because he could just take one and he did. I mean, like that's one of the reasons why he was so successful. He just launched. Yeah, so Lions are looking real damn good. The Colts are the number 1 team in the NFL after 7 weeks of football.
Yeah.
Who the hell saw that coming? Right?
Me, because I put him in power rankings at number 1, week 1. Head of the curve. Finally, ahead of the curve.
Stephen Winnipeg. Whoop, for the kitty. Born too late to explore the planet, too early to explore the stars, just in time to watch the Legion of Whom. Listen, Lions fans feeling a lot better after that Chiefs game. And dude, like we would have loved to see for both squads what this matchup would have looked like if everybody was healthy. But Lions had a whole bunch of injuries, and we're just talking about that secondary's performance is what really stands out because that's been that weak point all year, right? Yeah. Like and without Brian Branch, yeah, they deserve all the credit in the world. And like you said, now they got some depth.
Dude, the Bucs were carving people up. Baker has been hot. They shut it down. And I thought that would happen at some point for Tampa Bay. I think the Buccaneers are good. I think Baker Mayfield's great. I think it's just one of those games. Shit didn't go their way. They'll bounce back, though, I think. Mm-hmm. Now, let's talk about the NFL officials. Tom, let's talk about Satan incarnate himself, Brad Allen.
Vikings?
No, Brad Allen. Yeah. Yeah.
Real quick, before we talk about Brad Allen, I promise you it's on the same rails. Russell Wilson finally saying something to Sean Payton.
Those two guys hate each other, man.
So just context here real quick. So Sean Payton basically said, this was after the game, right? So he said, like, we would have liked the Giants to switch over to Jaxson Dart, after they played us, kind of throwing some shade at Russell Wilson that they would have liked to play Russell Wilson because Dart's a better QB. And Russell Wilson went on social media. And what do you say? Like, you're still bounty hunting after 15 years?
Yeah, Russ did a very un-Russ-like thing, and he took to Twitter to talk shit. You never see Russ do that.
No, never. That's the most, besides like a couple, that's the most personality I think he's ever had. I want a Russell Wilson podcast. I won't listen to it, but just so you can get potential clips like this.
Dude, that's exactly what I said in Power Rankings. I said, the only thing that can solve this is Sean Payton and Russell Wilson starting a podcast together.
Please. Please, please, please.
We are on the same page. That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, can you imagine? And just, I want them to just fight every single time. Yeah. And just them arguing. They barely talk about football.
They got to call it Club Dangergate, and it's the greatest podcast we'll ever hear.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get Russ worked up. And you know what's funny? Like, I think Sean was mostly trying to pay a compliment to Dart and the Giants. But Sean also has a way of saying things that are always just odd and weird. And like, you didn't have to say it like that. He just has he's got a baseline of asshole that will never go away. And I think once you accept that about Sean Payton, you're like, okay, whatever. But it was funny. So yeah, we've got some drama. Dude, the feud between the Giants and Broncos is crazy. Giants fans and Broncos fans hate each other right now on social media.
Dude, it was getting spicy before the game. And it was like, oh man, all right. Dude,
it got bad fast.
Ending it with "Let's Ride."
Boom.
It's the most I've ever liked Russell Wilson. Like, I've never had an issue with Russell Wilson. He's just been like, all right, he's just like a corny dude, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that 10 out of 10.
Yeah. No, Sean's an asshole, and he's always going to be an asshole. But he's our asshole right now. Just like Russell Wilson was an annoying nerd. He was our annoying nerd for a couple years.
Yep.
I defended him.
You don't have to no more.
I'll defend Sean. I mean, look, Sean was out on the field yelling at the officials. He got a penalty. After the game, Dre Greenlaw yells at the official. He gets a penalty. Now, there's a video circulating of the Broncos kick the game winner. The team runs onto the field to celebrate. Brad Allen's kind of in the middle of it. Justin Stranad goes by him. He kind of like pushes Stranad away. I think he's honestly
trying to get out of the pile.
Yeah, I don't think Allen's like maliciously pushing him. I think he's just like, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm so bitter and mad because I tried to make the Giants win and it didn't work out for me. I do think he was mad that the Broncos won, 100%. We all can agree on that. And then Dre Greenlaw, I think, sees that on top of the play call, the penalty, the defensive pass interference that set up the Giants for a touchdown. So I think Greenlaw's mad. So he runs after Brad Allen, yells at him, says some things. We don't know what he says. And I think it's important. I need to know what Dre Greenlaw said to Brad Allen to have an educated opinion on the situation.
Because he chased after him and was yelling at him. Like, that's what it was.
And there's a rule you can't harass or threaten the referees, which is a good rule. You don't want players to be like, I'm going to come for you in the middle of the night and steal your gold. And then, yes, your referee gold that you've got hidden. You know what I mean? I don't want to say some like crazy shit that gets me in trouble. Nobody should be threatening the refs. I agree with that rule in principle. I have to say that.
I can't go with threats to bodily harm, so I'm going to threaten
Steal your gold.
Hypothetical referee gold that
They're
have.
like leprechauns to me, those officials.
Got it.
Thieving little leprechauns, stealing the gold. Now, if Dre Greenlaw was like, that's what you get, motherfucker, for calling that flag.
Sure.
Some shit like normal trash talk. If we find out he said something like that, then this is the most egregious suspension I've ever seen. Also, Brad Allen, fucking tattletale, a little
How can
snitch.
you put wrongful suspension in your title and you don't even know what Greenlaw said?
I don't,
but
I know that
was upheld, by the way.
I know that, yeah, because they're cowards. They can't say, yeah, we'll let some players yell at them. It's bullshit, dude. Like, can you imagine being a grown man after that game and a player says something to you and you throw a flag and then you go tell the league on him? That is some like elementary bullshit, my friend. It's the saddest thing I have ever seen as a football fan. Sad. It is sad.
Was Allen throwing a flag after the game was over?
Yeah, that was so funny.
Because he ran over at him, right? Because so Greenlaw's chasing after him, and like he's talking about, and it looks like Brad Allen doesn't even recognize that he's like talking to him, and then he turns around and they have they have some words, and so Brad Allen just goes, "Who's that on, buddy?" Because it's just like, well, I can't do anything else, so I'm gonna.
Now I think part of the rules are if a ref throws a flag after the game, then there can be the consequences of a suspension or a disciplinary thing for that very reason. So I think there might actually be like a reason he did it, but it looks so petty and sad. Now, again, if it comes out like Greenlaw said some of the most heinous things you could imagine to Brad Allen, I will apologize. I will happily apologize to Brad Allen. I fart in your general direction, sir.
I bite my thumb at you, sir.
The funniest thing Dre Greenlaw could do is address the situation and just make up some obscure thing like that. I told him I would fart in his general direction. He has to say it in an accent, too.
He's got to do it in an accent, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks because Greenlaw been on IR. We get him back for one game. You could tell like he made a difference when he was on the field. Yep. And now against the Cowboys, whose offense is maybe the best in the league, we got to play another game without Dre Greenlaw. So, and what really makes me mad, Tom, is we didn't even punch Juju Smith-Schuster in the face to get this suspension.
You didn't. It's not even worth it.
We didn't get our money's worth. That's what really bothers me. At least Lions fans can be like, okay, suspension probably warranted. Brian took his shot, Branch took his shot. It was worth it. We don't we're left in obscurity. We don't even know what Dre said to the man.
Well, that's the thing. Lions fans and Broncos fans will get along and then just be like, we hate Brad Allen. So there's
Brad Allen was suspended from officiating the postseason because he blew that call in the Cowboys and Lions game. Tinfoil hat here. He was trying to help the Cowboys win that game by saying, oh, yeah, we didn't know the Lions reported for eligible. Now, who do the Broncos play next? The Cowboys. If I'm the NFL, I see which family members of Brad Allen are betting money on the Dallas Cowboys this week, Tom. He's playing 4D chess. I don't like Brad Allen, but he is outsmarting all of us. Shit! He's got it in for the Cowboys. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
It's because the actual suspension is for the NFL said chased after referee Brad Allen and verbally threatened him as he tried to leave the field. So that's because they upheld the suspension because it got appealed, of course, and they said, nay, it's going to
It's
stay.
sad.
So apparently it will cost him a game check, $192,778. And
I hope Dre Greenlaw donates it to my charity for the officials. The NFL, because the NFL donates their fines to it goes to a charitable cause. NFL, you can do the right thing. And I don't blame the NFL for upholding it. I just think Brad Allen reporting it is the most cowardly thing I have ever watched in NFL history.
Doesn't look like after this morning, it was reported that it looks like Max Crosby's not getting traded. So
yeah,
I wouldn't expect it. And plus, overshowed in his 21-day return window.
Yeah, dude, I respect Crosby for wanting to play for losers.
Dude, Genty came out and he said he's just like, there's been a culture of losing here, and that's what you're trying to fix, and Genty's also, he's used to doing pretty well. And then going to here, it's woof.
Yeah, you got Genty saying that. They asked, was it Jacoby Myers? Like, do you still want to be traded? And he's like, yes, I would love to be traded. Raiders fans, you better make Max Crosby your most beloved player of the 20th century. Because if he wants to stay there in this S show, like I respect that he wants to hang with the team that gave him a chance. But man, if you want to win, you got to leave that dumpster fire. You got to leave.
Perna, got a fitty.
Oh my God. The Grumpy Hobo.
Great name.
You are welcome. As someone who usually listens to the podcast, could you read aloud any chat messages you respond to? Go Broncos. We try to when we can, but it is a little difficult when we're trying to have a conversation and keep things going.
I usually wait for the questions, but yeah, I feel you, Grumpy. I feel you.
Yeah, and I get it. For audio, you're like, what are they talking about?
Who? They're just
after the Netflix roasting of Tom Brady, I'm scared ESPN's coming for my cum jokes. You stay away from my cum jokes, ESPN! I'm the king of jizz. I'm the king of jizz, ESPN, not you.
Did you get that one, Grumpy? Does that one play on audio? Oh, God.
Oh, are they going after Perna now? Oh, let's go. Oh, thank God. Perna's your NFL mouthpiece. Thank God it's not just me anymore. Welcome, buddy. We're rigging the NFL together. Oh, thank God it's not just me. I only want
please let me see this video.
Oh, because me and Goodell are
Tag me
buddy.
in it.
That's it.
Oh, my God. Dude, I would be a very good NFL mouthpiece, though. NFL, you want to slide me a cool, few mil under the table? And suddenly Brandon's very
like
pro ref, very pro owners, dude, I would be a great NFL mouthpiece. That's hilarious. I love it. Respect.
Just exposing the business, man. That's it. Yeah, that's why Amari retired. He took one look at that Raiders locker and was like, you know what? I'm good.
He was the Abe Simpson meme where he just walked into the facility and immediately turned away and left. Oh my God. I want to be called a shill for the NFL. That is awesome.
Listen, you made it, buddy. Now you've officially made it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's it. All right, you got to get out of here?
I do.
All right, buddy. Well, it's going to be, I'm sorry, folks, for the short show today. Perna, you got coming out anything out? Power rankings?
Power rankings will be up later today. Yes, sir.
I just recorded predictions, so that should be out a little bit earlier. Scripted will be out. Sorry, I just couldn't get it all filmed in time. So scripted will be out today, aiming for like the mid-afternoon, so it won't be late tonight. Yeah. But I appreciate the hell out of you folks. Sorry for the shorter show today. We'll see you back on Friday for another episode of GPS. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, GPS. And you have been navigated. Look at us. We were on the rails.
Efficient.
Look at that.
Just reached your destiny.